And now, Minion Works presents Freelance Heroism.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. I'm Deese.
And I'm Rachel.
And we just want to say thank you guys so much for helping support the game. We really do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the people that donated the producer tier, you guys help us make a better game for everyone else out there. So everyone give them a big round of applause. Unless you're driving, keep your hands at 10 and 2. Rachel,
Yes.
Who are our patrons at the producer tier?
Well, this week we would like to say a special thank you to Ario Teabaggin, Monique Walker, Chris Deeds, Chris Sones, Orient_Tiger, Rebecca, and Breakmeister. I think that's all of them. Said them out of order.
Did you get Chris Deeds and Chris Sones?
I did.
I remember those two back to back every time. I'm sorry, you two. I know you're two individual people, but you're both Chris's.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are like Gemini.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You guys are technically separate, but more powerful when you fuse together. You're like a small Voltron, like a awkwardly shaped Voltron. It's like just two arms and they kind of crawl. Okay. Anyway, so thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. And if Rachel missed you, it's on her and it's totally her fault. And just message me and I'll give you an email.
Hey, no, don't give my email to anyone.
I'm gonna give you a personal email and personal phone number.
What? No.
I'll send you a list of her fears and a rough profile of where she'll be during the day.
Oh God, no.
That's a joke.
I thought of something that makes me mad.
Hey, tell me.
Okay, so as people may know from listening to the podcast, I'm not a vegetarian, but I normally just tell people I'm a vegetarian because I feel like it's easier. But I eat fish and I eat eggs.
You just kill anything that's stupid or unborn.
Well, eggs aren't like chicken eggs that you buy from the grocery store aren't fertilized.
Right.
So they're never nothing would have ever hatched from them.
Right. So it's fair game.
Right. There's just this stereotype that vegetarians or vegans are always going to like confront people who eat meat and tell them, hey, you shouldn't eat this diet, or well, I'm a vegetarian, so blah blah blah.
Right.
But I've found that the opposite is true. Like it seems like more people are defensive about eating meat, and like
I mean the irony of the concept of a vegetarian or vegan,
mm-hmm.
letting you know the irony of you being like that's not the case as you tell a podcast.
I know
audience. It's very funny.
I know.
I mean I understand that we're doing it for
like I don't normally talk about my diet to people anyway. It gets brought up in the podcast because like I don't think in the game I ever even established that Adrie is a vegan. It's just that David found out I was a vegetarian and then assumed Adrie was a vegan, which has happened with other games with other characters that I've played, where the DM in real life knows that I'm a vegetarian and then he will just assume that my character is also a vegetarian or a vegan.
Right. In all fairness, though, you did not want cow tongue sandwiches.
Well, that's gross.
Right. No, I'm with you. It's sort of like making out with a cow. Ex post facto, granted, but it's still like sort of like tongue kissing a cow sandwich. It's weird.
But with people that I do talk about my diet with, either they assume that all vegetarians or vegans have that diet for the same reason, which is not true. Like I'm totally cool with the concept of eating meat. I just don't like how they treat the animals. And when I started becoming a vegetarian, I was too poor to afford meat from animals that were treated better.
Right.
So like I'm excited for lab-grown meat to become a thing.
Right.
But so like usually when I tell people I'm a vegetarian or a pescatarian or whatever, they're like, oh, like you get like this sort of like wheel of like the same 3 or 4 responses, or someone's like, oh, I tried to do that for X amount of days and I couldn't do it. Or they're like, oh, but what about bacon? I could never give up bacon. I put bacon on everything. That's a fair
sentence. That middle one is real good. I'm assuming there's a third one, but that middle one's real good.
And well, like, and the other one is just you know, it's just people being defensive about,
Right.
well, I eat meat. Like, I don't, like, that's fine if you eat meat. Like, I'm not trying to stop anyone from eating meat.
Yeah.
But it seems like the people who eat meat, who, especially when they have a very defensive response, it's like they feel guilt for eating meat because they know that the animals aren't treated great.
Yeah, I mean, I think here's the thing. I think for sure the best argument for vegetarian and veganism so much.
Yeah.
But vegetarianism, I'll grant that for sure there is unethical treatment of animals. I think it's fair to say fucking sending little chickens down a chute into a grinder is pretty fucking horrible. That's
Yes.
like some Bond villain shit.
Right.
And like stacking cages on top of them so they're like, it's like shit rain. That's not good either.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, right? But I've always said, fuck chickens. I mean it. Fuck them. I feel bad about it. Like, I actually was talking about this the other day with someone about how I don't know if I could not have a steak because I like the taste of steak so much.
Right.
Generally.
No, like, lately I have been craving a crispy chicken sandwich, like, so badly, and I keep seeing pictures of them online.
Me
And
sending you those pictures
yeah.
probably didn't help.
It looks so good. And I literally haven't eaten meat in over a decade, but I still remember like how good it tastes. And especially, I think I've told you before, if I do something really like heavily creative, then afterwards I always want like a steak or a hamburger or something like that.
The universe craves balance, and if you create something, you have to murder something.
Right.
That's common sense. That's why I have so many bodies in the basement. I don't have a basement or bodies. Okay, guys, there was a joke. Don't send the police. But I mean, no, I understand what you're saying. The unethical nature of factory farming and stuff like that is really, really fucked up. That being said, I think that we're on the cusp of changing how that business model works.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the infrastructure now, like, here's the thing. If people all stopped eating meat, the development with which they would pursue, or the energy with which they would pursue lab-grown meat would fall off dramatically. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not saying that it justifies the unethical treatment. I think that these companies should maybe take a loss for a little while and be ethical.
Yeah.
And continue the drive to make more ethical sources of meat. But there is sort of like a thing where humanity is omnivore by nature.
Yeah.
We could survive purely on vegetation, and that makes sense to me. Like, the Vulcans from Star Trek make perfect sense to me. I totally get everything that they think, but I'm also aware that it's absolutism is difficult for humans.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So like your distinction of fish not counting, that's a distinction
It is.
that some people wouldn't share.
No, definitely. Most fish is wild caught.
Right.
And also I feel like fish aren't really like sentient or self-aware.
See, now we're getting into stuff that I'm really happy about talking about, right? This is where my distinction line lays. Just recently I was talking about not eating pig anymore, right? Because they're so intelligent that I just ethically feel shitty about it.
That's why I don't
But
eat
bacon's
octopus.
good. Bacon's good, right? And I get it. If there were a dumber animal whose butt tasted that good, I mean, damn. But I mean, it's a thing, and it's like I think that we're all sort of people of contradiction. Everyone's has contradictions in them.
Yeah.
For instance, I know that it's bad for me to eat the entire thing of Oreos. I get that it's unhealthy. I know it's bad for me to drink 5 hours a day. I know that that's not good. But how else am I going to stay up for 26 hours? Right? If you give me another like solution that's cost effective, then I'll do that. But for right now, that's the plan. So like, yeah, am I gonna die early? Yeah, probably. But the last 5 or 10 years of my life is just gonna be me in a wheelchair shitting myself anyway. I don't want to be a burden on anybody. So, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
I think factory farming and the lab grown meat, and especially the Impossible Burger, that kind of solution is getting more and more accurate all the time. Like, it's getting better and better. And the reason is because we like the taste of meat.
Yeah. No, there's
Right?
like some fake meat brands that there's one brand that does fake chicken really well.
No. See, you just said you didn't eat meat for 10 years and then said that it tastes like chicken. It's very
They don't
accurate.
have like the crispy. They don't have like the crispiness.
The crispy is the only part you can manufacture outside of chicken. Like, you don't have to kill any animals to get the crispy. You just get a big cast iron or whatever, fill it with peanut oil, and then drop fucking flour and egg and flour.
I hate cooking.
Oh, it's so easy. It's not that hard. Anyway, but you can do that with other things. Like, I know vegetarians all the time like rave about cauliflower. I think it's the most disgusting thing that's ever been on the planet, but you can use it. You can like soften it up by soaking it in water and then fucking having it boil a little bit, take it out, dump it in the fucking flour, put it in the egg, put it back in the flour, do it a couple times if you want to double bread and make it real crispy. Drop it in the peanut oil and let it cook. And it comes out crispy, just like the chicken. Right? But it doesn't taste like chicken. That's my point. What you want is the crispiness, but you're like, these fake chickens taste just... No, they don't. None of the meats that are fake right now taste like the original meat. And the only people saying they do are people who already didn't eat the meat for a long time anyway. So their frame of reference is all fucked.
I've forgotten how chicken actually tastes.
Yeah, you didn't eat it yesterday. So comparing it's difficult. It'd be like if you hadn't had a fucking drink of beer, right? In 10 years. And then all of a sudden you're like, this non-alcoholic beer tastes just like beer. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You want to know how I know it doesn't taste just like it? Because it's missing parts, right? This car with no wheels, it's just like a regular car. No, it's not. Because it's stationary. But they're getting close. They're getting much better.
Yes.
They're getting much better at it, but they're not there yet. And like all these people in the commercials that are like, oh my God, there's no meat in this. I'm like, you know there's no meat in that. Look at how wet it is. It's soft. I will admit that some of these are getting much better. They're getting better. We're always moving forward all the time. And one day, the distinction between the two will be negligible enough to where I'll be like, okay, done. But you're going to have to figure something out for steak. It's hard to explain how good that is, right? A New York strip, right? With garlic and butter, fresh black peppercorn, and then fucking cooked with rosemary in the fucking pan, right? On a cast iron on the stove, and just get that flat sear across it. You can put as many fucking beans in a mold as you want. You can shape it to look like a fucking T-bone, and you can put a fake plastic bone in there that you can cut around so that you feel like it doesn't matter. The texture's not right. And then when you press down on it, it doesn't spring back. I know it sounds stupid, but that's the lab grown meat. That's where that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to kill anything I don't have to. Right?
Right.
And I know I don't have to eat a steak in order to survive. But I would want to kill myself if I couldn't eat a steak from time to time. Not all the time. Like, I don't want to go bite a cow that's like just eating grass and mooing and shit.
Right.
I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm assuming you're talking about. Like this defensiveness that I have about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know, the offensiveness of vegetarians telling me it's just like chicken. I'm like, when's the last time you ate chicken? A decade ago. Fuck off. What are you talking about? And at this point too, I mean, I think that this needs to be a thing, because I had a conversation with someone. I was like, well, let's say we, as a society, a culture, we stopped eating cows, we stopped eating chicken, just entirely. Turkeys can still get it. Right? That's a tradition. No, I'm just not. Like, let's say we just let all the animals not get eaten. Nobody eats animals anymore. Where do we put the cows?
We have a lot of land.
We have a shit ton of cows. We have a shit ton of chickens. They are not genetically viable for survival in the wild. So by letting them go, we're essentially death sentencing them and giving coyotes like the best month ever. Right?
That is true.
And they're not gonna put an air thing to the back of their head and do it quickly without them knowing. It's going to be brutal. They're gonna rip their leg off, drag them into the highway, let them sit there while they bleed to death, and then grab another one. This is gonna be highways filled with cow carcasses. A 52 carcass pileup on the 405. Just gonna be, I don't know. I'm with you on the ethicalness. But shit, man, it's real good.
That's one of the arguments that I hear all the time.
It's real good, and I don't. Like I said, if you don't want to eat it, that's fine. More for me, and better for the animals that less people are eating it. I don't know. I could maybe cut off one animal at a time and slowly work my way away. I would start with pigs for sure because they're the smartest. Cows are way dumb in comparison. So like, I would never eat a crow, right?
Right.
They're very smart. Ravens, crows, I would never eat them. Owls have the perception of being very intelligent, but I'd eat that shit. There's not much meat under there though, right? No. It's like a squirrel with feathers. I don't know. Maybe I am a bad person. I don't know, because now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, shit. I don't know, where's the cutoff? How smart does an animal have to be before it's unethical to eat it?
I feel like if it has sentience, then...
Yeah, but that's a wiggly line too.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a deep thought here. I don't know how I feel about it now.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I just wanted.
Glad we could start this podcast off on a riot, laugh riot.
Look, again, for you and for all the listeners, I'm not saying, hey, don't eat meat. I'm not saying you're a bad person for eating meat.
I'm just planting the existential seed in your brain so that you can question all of your actions.
I'm just saying this, like, here are my dietary choices that I have made, I have imposed upon myself. Whenever I talk about them with people, I have noticed this pattern of reaction that I typically get. I'm not forcing anyone to change their eating habits. I just don't like how they treat the animals, and I don't want to support a system that does that.
I would I would eat a dead cow, right? But I don't want to like waterboard the motherfucker. I don't want to like torch it. I don't want to like, no, that's where the other cows are. Like, you know, I just.
That's the thing. Like I said, when I started this, I was too poor to afford, meat from animals that, were killed nicely or had better living conditions. But
when's the last time you saw a cow in the wild? Well, name one.
Well, cows aren't.
That's what I'm saying.
From America.
Name a time you saw a chicken in the wild. It just doesn't happen. And this is what I'm saying, is that like at this point, they're so far removed from the regular ecology that they would like the biosphere that they would normally exist in. They've been removed from it. They've been genetically fucked with so many times now that they're essentially just a fucking like food pod that like walks around, and it's a fucked up thing to think. But like now, like these questions aren't easy, but now what's the end game solution if we just stopped, right? Do we genetically give them some defense mechanism? Do we add some kind of like, genetic cows now
back to their original state?
Yeah, like cows get like tails with like spikes on them. do we give chickens wings that come out of the back with hooks on the ends?
Oh, that would be cool.
Like pteranodons, right? Like the big nails. I don't know. I don't know. But my thing is that if we just let them go into the wild, they would get destroyed, and way worse than by anything that we've ever done to them.
Right. But I mean, you could also just like start phasing out stop breeding these genetically modified chickens that, you know, like their breast meat gets so big that they can't like move anyway.
Yeah,
like
Dolly Parton.
like maybe just stop, you know, like use what you have left and then just like don't order anymore.
I don't know. I think that there's a way that you can have it both ways. I think that you can still eat meat, but the companies that have made so much money off these practices, which are wildly profitable at this point, take a hit for a few years. Maybe have the government offer some kickback that makes it more profitable temporarily while they shift into a new, like we would do with an energy company. Like if ExxonMobil decided they wanted to change their system from fossil fuels into renewable energy, right? The government would give them loads of cash to switch over, to make them more sustainable and to be more profitable. It's the first year in recent memory that the profits on the existing framework of renewable energy has actually been more cost effective than fossil fuels. First year ever.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty awesome. But if we'd have engaged that transition earlier, we might have taken a hit at first, but we gain a lot in the long run.
Yeah.
And I think we could do the same thing with animals. And just maybe, I don't know. There is something weird though about trying to explain to someone, yeah, this is a cow that grew in this fucking jar, but it doesn't have a brain, so it's cool.
Yeah, so it's not going to
necromancy shit.
It's not going to feel pain. It's not going to have like a self-awareness and feel misery for its living conditions or feel pain for being killed.
You're right, but if your neighbor decided that he wanted to grow human bodies in a jar that didn't have a brain attached to him, but he just liked the taste of flesh, human flesh, but no brains, no spinal cord, they never feel pain. Rachel, this is my organ farm. He had a bunch of replicas of human bodies in his basement in jars, growing with no head, no brain.
Where did he get the
his own genetics?
Okay, so it's himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Is he weird?
He's definitely weird.
Why? They didn't feel any pain. It's not unethical.
Because he's growing.
Devil's advocate. This is what I'm saying. This is the same argument that you'd get when you start growing cows in jars.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he would be weird. I think if it's like his own like DNA and there's no like sentience, then it's okay. I think if he was like,
it's okay.
Stealing
cannibalism's okay as long as it didn't feel the murder. That is Rachel Moore on the Freelance Heroes podcast, fucking condoning cannibalism.
All right. Cannibalism. Well, before this intro gets any more dark, because you've taken it to a dark place.
It was a dark place to begin with.
Let's go to our episode, Spores, Chores, and More.
Way more.
If you head west off Leaky and head down south towards the ruins of Perez, you take the Luna River and you take it all the way down to the lake.
Take the river all the way down. Sorry.
All good.
I'm just giving you a hard time because I like the accent's funny.
Dr. Midnight says you find them there.
Do you know
Oh, go ahead.
Do you know what they're doing there?
There's an old town that used to be on that river, a small village. The original horsemen destroyed the town. It's now abandoned.
Do the accent, David.
Dr. Midnight believes they go there to relax, to hide, to reload, to redirect themselves. You can hear songs at night. Sad ones.
Aww.
Dr. Midnight.
Did you say about the horseman?
Yeah, because that one's my dad.
But I figured I'd pass on the knowledge. I'd have no idea how much longer they'll be there, but they were there 2 days ago.
You don't have to run, do you? You think you could maybe stay? We're cooking up some crawdads and gator noses.
Dr. Midnight is needed elsewhere.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, hurry on back now when you get around these parts.
You have fun playing with your head on the table. Turns around and starts walking out.
I'm just going to tip an imaginary hat like 20 times as he leaves.
He puts up a middle finger.
Oh, I'm sorry. This guy, he reminds me too much of like a Cajun version of me that I just want to like tip my head. Oh.
So what are you going to do with said information?
We should go there. You're just gonna look at Kavir and be like, we should go there.
All right.
Okay.
We should also prepare.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't do that.
Well, we know for one
Mhm.
of them's like a shaman, kind of lightning and
Yeah.
wind and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
maybe a lightning rod to deflect the lightning, or maybe some rubber. We could wear rubber suits when we fight them. We could ground ourselves so that the lightning won't hit us. Science.
Mm-hmm.
Or what was the other one? We killed the big
Yeah,
crazy
we killed the big guy. There's that guy with the dog.
the guy with the dog.
Yeah.
Dog's dead.
Dog's dead.
He might have gotten a new pet.
That's true.
Hmm.
That gun hurt a lot.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we got his gunpowder wet, he wouldn't be able to fire.
True,
Right?
but we'd have to
have combustion.
We'd have to find him also. And if he has a new dog, he's probably gonna use the same silence trick.
All right. Well, make other preparations, and I'll try to think of a way to defeat a dog, the weather, the storm, and your dad.
We have to find a way to we can't kill him.
I didn't say kill him. He's a vampire. He won't die anyway. He'll just turn into smoke, right?
Yeah, but if we hurt him so much that he turns into smoke, I think he'll die if he doesn't go to his coffin.
But he'll just smoke his way back to his coffin.
But then he'll just get ordered to come back after us.
Yeah, but then he won't be dead and will have killed his friends. Correct?
Yeah.
Your dad's safe. He's fine.
What if
We could vacuum suck him up.
we could do that?
We could, and keep your dad in a jar on the mantle.
Yeah. And then when we kill
Next to the talking head.
Yeah.
When we kill Strahd, he'll be free, and then we can let him out of the jar. And then I'll apologize a lot.
We should name this episode Psycho Killer. Because of the talking heads.
Oh, yeah.
Psycho killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? I'm sorry.
All good.
That song is super addictive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we gotta try not to hum it the rest of the episode.
I'm if it starts to get stuck in my head, I'm just going to run away. Oh. Okay, well then, go ahead and pack your bags. Get your sheets all folded up and placed in your bag, and I'll go ahead and walk down and talk to Jake and his child army.
Okay.
See if he wants to lend a hand.
Okay.
My child army. What?
I mean, okay, maybe child labor union.
I'm teaching them to be productive members of the tribe.
You literally got a bunch of like 9 and 10-year-olds, and the first thing you did is had them build a cabin.
Yes, because they need something. You need shelter. You have to have shelter. That's part of providing for your tribe.
You're like Reebok in the
You're
90s.
learning this.
You're trying to justify it, but it's not going to help.
Okay, whatever. I'm
Okay,
not
listen.
worried about it. I'm completely like solid in my desires and my methodology here.
This is a different time period, man. You don't have to explain to me getting children to do work. I get it. You're just getting them to do physical labor, and I'm over here trying to give them a future by making them smarter. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. So I'm not like taking them on, and educating them about the wilderness and the environment is not making them smarter.
I mean, I guess, but you can only get so smart looking at wood.
Yeah, well, when your boys are sitting there and don't know how to raise crops or forage for food, and my boys are feeding them, we'll see.
No, they'll steal your crops.
Nah.
The kids I'm raising are going to be solid.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see whose parenting methods are better.
Also, quality
What
or
if Freelance
quantity
become a
over
parenting
quantity over quality. Look, I don't just move them in like a machine unit, like get 50 of them in here. And the ones that
raises them, and Jake raises his own set.
Hey, I got 8 kids right now. Gertrude's the oldest. She's 14. Then what do I have here? I've got Stout is 12. Albin is 9. Erhard is 11. Chip is 8, and Burkhelm is 4.
Chip's not going to make it to 9.
Yeah, he will.
Running.
Then I got Svenja is 9, Hilda is 7, and Serafina is 6. So they're all learning.
They'll all be dead by winter. No,
No, they won't. No, they won't.
I'm just telling you. You can have 50 kids, and look, I already have one off to college right now, studying under.
He's off to college, all right.
Under some dark arts lord.
He's at Defense Against the Dark Arts class, huh?
Yeah, his letter for Hogwarts showed up.
Guess who the owl is who delivered it? Albay. I found a new gig.
Oh, I'm so happy for her. Poor Albay.
But she still remembers.
She'll never forget you, Jake.
All right.
Her head sees in 360-degree angles, and all she sees is you.
Yeah, probably.
Like Pepper's farm remembers.
Oh my God.
All right, so Kavir goes looking for Chunakote, and Chunakote is outside the city gates in the forest with the children foragers. They're not actually at the cabin.
I can track a bunch of kids.
Oh yeah, there's no way to miss them. Their prints scream.
No, they just scream. They're just loud. I can hear it through the footprints. Yeah, I'm gonna follow them out into the woods.
All right. You find them pretty quick.
We're studying mushrooms by a tree stump.
Wow, this definitely seems like it's worth the time.
Well, yeah.
Well, we have work to do, Mushroom Man.
Okay, what do we got to do? What's up?
We found where the other horsemen are.
Ha ha! Good. All right, kids, we're headed home.
Everyone, gather your 6 favorite mushrooms.
Well, no, the kids know what the sheep's head look like to get the sheep's head because they're tasty.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna be back doing things that matter. So, farewell.
I'll be there shortly.
All right, and then I'm gonna dash off, and I'm gonna push Chip again. Before I leave, I'm gonna push him again. I'm
gonna shoot him with a goddamn arrow. I want to fucking hamstring the son of a bitch pushing my kids.
No, I'm pushing him over, and I'm gonna be like, still not stable.
I swear to God, and then my next character is gonna be a monk to teach him how to do kung fu on your sorry ass.
Your next character is gonna be an elongated way to get back at this character that I'm playing.
Yeah, 3 campaigns from now, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You gotta find a way. Hope that this kid didn't get eaten by a werewolf or something.
No, the werewolf.
Find the kid.
The werewolves are all mine.
Hope that his mushroom skills kept him alive.
Oh, the werewolves are all mine. I'm not worried about them.
Okay.
I'm their damn alpha. They won't fuck with anything there.
Right on. So
I made sure to mark the entire town with my scent.
you peed on the town, is what you're saying.
Damn straight.
Fantastic.
On the outskirts. I mean, I didn't pee on someone's rose garden or something. You know. But I wanted to make sure they know.
Jake, you are absolutely hysterical.
I want to make sure they know I'm doing this.
That's the
Have
comic
fun,
for
actually.
sure this week, right? Jake peed on someone's door. What's he doing? He's peeing on the window again.
Hey, you got to mark your territory.
You could just get a sign. Okay, fine, cool. Mushrooms
It is a sign.
Mushrooms and door urine should be the title. Okay, so when I get back, I'm going to run down into the lab and try to figure out maybe a little bit about dogs, more about dogs than like what kind of things, like maybe a summoned animal, how a summoned animal behaves. Maybe research that for a little bit.
Alrighty. You do have some books on canines, and you study up on them.
Summoned dogs in particular. Yeah. Like the magic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they pretty much summon dogs. They pretty much do almost everything you need a real dog to do, except they're 100% loyal to their master no matter what. As a summon.
Okay. They're 100%. I mean, I'm assuming they would still like eat. I guess if they're commanded, they wouldn't like go after a steak I threw at them, huh? No, they'd probably just follow the orders.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I mean, it's because they're not actually like physical, like flesh and bone.
Summoned creatures are considered magical beasts because they're either going to have at least going with like 3-5 and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure it's the same at 5. They automatically get like either the fiendish or celestial template. Unless now if you're summoning nature's ally, then you're looking like that's a druid spell. Then you're looking at it's actually conjuring an animal itself. So it really depends on what specific spell is being used. I would say if you're summoning nature's ally, there may be a small chance that it could be distracted by food or something because it's just a regular normal animal. The augmented animal, magical beast, I'd say slim to none there.
Okay.
So again, depending on the spell being used.
Oh, worst case scenario, I could grease the dog.
Yeah.
And then set it on fire.
That works well.
That's our dog elimination tactic.
Yeah, it works really well.
It works solid. It works. Okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to head back and see if Adrie's finished folding her sheets.
All 487 of them.
Yeah, I'm just packing some stuff.
So, like, this is a dream journal, and this is a scrapbooking, and I had to bring some glue just in case we can find any new pretty leaves on the way. Look at this pretty leaf. Like mushrooms and leaves, man. My party is killing me. You guys are killing me. Let's cover this bloody dead body because that won't look suspicious at all. There's a person laying on the floor, there's blood coming out from under this sheet. Whatever. Okay. Right on. How long, David, is the journey to get out towards Perez?
It took you a couple days last time to get to Perez, and you're not going all the way to Perez. You're taking the way that goes that way, but you're veering off southeast instead of going southwest.
It's like maybe 2 days, day and change.
Yeah, about a day and change to get to your destination.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go down and get all my professional's gear put away in my coat. And then I head upstairs and I'll smoke a pipe in the living room.
Sounds good. He's smoking a pipe, waiting for the others. Adrie's finishing packing. Chunakote is getting the kids set up and ready.
Yep, I'll be over there as soon as I got them all settled in with their, what they need to finish up with and list of chores and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to get them wrapped up and head on over.
Yep. Yeah, they're getting some discipline.
going to send a message to Esmeralda as well. See if she wants to tag along.
She answers the message. Point me where?
Meet back at the manor.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, David.
I'm here.
So, if I cast scrying on someone and they make the saving throw, do they know A, that a spell was cast on them, and B, who cast it?
I have to read the entry of it to answer that completely. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use the spell against it for 24 hours. On a failed save, I would say on a powerful creature, like
There should be a chance to detect it somewhere, whether it's successful or not. I can't recall where.
Fifth edition doesn't mention it. It kind of just leaves it vague. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can use this spell. You can't use it as spell again for 24 hours. On a failed one, you get an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target, and you can see or hear through the sensor as though you were there. Now, if the target knows they're being scryed, they can fail it, or they can choose to fail it.
Mm-hmm.
But the modifiers also go on connection and knowledge.
Yeah.
The save modifier, depending on what's going on, and the whole part where the target isn't affected could say that the target is unaffected, so it has no clue it was touched or it was scryed.
Okay.
Now, I would say that would be rough if you try to scry like someone like Madame Eva, her not knowing someone fucked with her,
Right.
or like Elemenster not knowing someone's fucked with them. But besides like one of the 7 or Elemenster or something like that, I don't see anyone be able to pick up a scry spell on themselves.
Okay.
Not unless they have like some heavy duty magic training.
Okay. Then while I'm still preparing, I want to cast scrying on Ludo, not Mirror Ludo, but Horseman Ludo.
Is that how we're identifying him now?
I guess so. Original Ludo.
All right. That's a wisdom.
So he makes a wisdom save. So I don't have a likeness or picture. Does the
but don't you have something more valuable than that?
Does the necklace count?
You have the dumb necklace, right?
Yeah. And then from my knowledge, would that be firsthand or familiar?
You have met him.
Yes.
It would honestly, how do I put this? It's rough with Adrie's relationship with her fathers.
So I only have firsthand knowledge of my dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I haven't met him in like a century, so I guess we have like some catching up to do.
Yeah, it's not like you guys. I mean, you know, his favorite tune, his favorite song is. You do know enough to know when he shifts tunes, though, and that has been. You knew enough to tell the difference between him and Kavir playing an instrument.
That's true.
Or evil Kavir playing the instrument. So I'll break it in the middle with you for 2.5 if you want.
Okay, sure. So then he gets a minus 6.5.
Yeah.
Total. So it's a DC 17.
Yeah, dude, unless he rolls almost a 20, he ain't passing that shit. No, he failed.
Yes. Okay.
And so now you have a sensor that moves with the target remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. The spell lasts up to 10 minutes.
Yes. And I can see and hear through it as if I were there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to see what he's up to, where they're hanging out, what they're talking about.
All right.
Talk about their favorite Cheap Trick album.
5 from Budokan.
He's up on a tree branch. It's a dead tree, but he's up in it, sitting there playing on lute. He's getting yelled at by the other two because he won't stop playing. but he just pretty much flips them off and keeps playing. The ranger's yelling at him because it's fucking with him and his spider's coordination. And you see a medium-sized spider moving around as he's commanding in different ways. Thank you for ruining that fun of mine.
You're welcome.
You mean I got to do all this research again?
Adrie comes down. She's like, "It's not a dog. It's a spider."
Or like, you know the difference, right?
Yeah.
You know what a spider looks like?
Yeah.
Very not dog-like. You're telling me for sure there's a spider.
Yeah. He didn't go for a dog. He went for a spider.
All right.
And the little casting girl standing on the edge of the lake, just zapping fish with lightning, is on the side of the lake. Just
That seems like a good use of your spell slots. Fry some fish.
and it's not like she's doing it.
It's
She's
good
sure
use
just-
if you have hot sauce.
She's sure just doing it out of just pure malice, just zapping shit.
My village was attacked by fish. They killed everyone.
Man, now I want fried fish.
Do I recognize the song that Ludo's playing?
It is an Elvish.
Okay.
You can't pick up most of it.
Okay.
It's about loss and sadness.
Oh. My poor dad.
Oh,
But
sad
every now and then
girl.
he switches a line out, and he calls the ranger a cocksucker or something, and he keeps playing as he switches back to his song.
That's so weird. He keeps putting in these like old Elvish battle cries in his song. So weird.
Yeah. Yep.
It's mainly Ludo fucking with the guy because he doesn't speak Elvish, so it keeps going right over his head.
Okay.
It's good. It's good that you caught it though, Rachel. It's good. It's good that Adrie knows that he's talking those battle cries.
Yep. Anything else? Can I see where along the, like where in the town ruins or along the lake that they are, or at least get an idea? So like when we get there.
There's only a couple docks actually in the lake, not really big ones.
Mhm.
There's like a small one where you can get a rowboat or something there, but the rowboats are upside down on the beach.
Okay.
So there are a few ruined buildings nearby.
Okay.
We could do the Lord of the Rings and get the were ravens to take us.
You do see a number of skeletons and disembodied parts that have been there just over the years, left to rot in the open sun and the weather. Well, not in the sun, but let to rot in the open weather. The glare through the clouds is a killer.
Okay.
Are you telling me what you're seeing?
Well, I have to concentrate on it for 10 minutes. I don't know if I can, because I just did this in my room while you're like doing your research. So
Okay. She told me it was a spider. Right.
I'll come and tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Is there anything else of note, David?
Yes. Eventually she gets done blasting the fish, and she looks over. So is he gonna come this time? The ranger just shrugs. He only comes when he wants to come. And until he does, we're still 3 men. She looks at him. Men? Fuck you, you know what I mean. We're all bound by this goddamn deal.
I'm still researching dogs like a moron.
They say anything more about this deal?
No,
All right. Anything else, David?
nothing really.
Then after the
Every time they tell Ludo to get quieter, he plays louder.
Okay.
Turns his amp up on that thing.
Uses magic to push it out further.
Turn it up to 11!
All right. Then after the 10 minutes are up, because I don't want to end that early, then I'll go downstairs to Kavir's lab. I'll be like, "You need to. What are you looking at? Are these dogs?
Yeah, these are
Don't-
different breeds
Stop!
of dogs.
Stop researching dogs. It's a spider.
What's a spider?
The guy has a spider, not a dog.
What?
Yeah, it's a spider this time.
I know too much. I'm gonna like look around, just like 50 books spread out on this desk. Like spider.
Yeah, it's a spider. Like a big spider.
What did it look like?
Like a dog-sized spider.
Oh, okay. Well, the dog as a descriptor. Let's leave that out. while it's still fresh. Let's leave that out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What about pattern, color, build?
I'll tell him whatever I saw of it.
Give me a intelligence roll.
Oh.
Can't
Both
get
of
her
you.
Why me?
Well, she's describing it to you. She's not going to identify it.
Okay, good.
Just straight intelligence.
Yes.
20 total.
13.
Ugh.
She knows it has 8 legs and a number of eyes.
Yeah.
Webbing claws.
Mhm.
She describes you the color, the way it was moving. You interpret giant wolf spider.
Wolf spider. Okay, research. Gonna go through.
Not that kind of wolf, Jake.
Yeah, it's a wolf spider. It's travels in packs. Takes a bunch of kids to make cabins.
Out of webbing.
Okay, so I want to know about its like how healthy it is, how durable, the types of things it's known for, if it's venomous, poisonous.
It's poisonous.
Okay.
It's fast. It hunts.
How fast? I'm
Oh,
assuming I have.
shit. There went my fucking DM screen.
Why do you have a DM screen? I can't see that shit.
No, because it has all this fucking Barovia shit on the other side.
Oh, right. Okay,
It's
that
like
makes
a mini. Yeah, it's like a mini map. It's faster than a human. Fuck that
How
screen.
much faster than a human? I mean, I'm assuming I have like books about wildlife.
It can outrun anyone in the party but you.
Well, that's good to know.
I could probably do a knowledge nature check.
And it can probably leap. Are you here yet?
No, but when I get there, I probably can.
Well,
Remember, I'm outside. I'm not in the house. I won't come in the manor.
We're definitely going to be talking about spiders.
You definitely don't want to go near a web with it.
Near a web?
It'll pick you up anywhere in a web. It doesn't need to see you. Doesn't need to touch you.
Yeah,
it knows if you're in a web.
It knows if you've been sleeping. He knows if you're awake.
I'm assuming it would know.
It comes to
based on
suck your
vibration.
blood out and leave you to your fate.
Well done.
Thank you.
So it probably knows by vibration on the threads of the web.
Yes.
So
Trevor said.
And you know he's just as fast in the web as he is on the ground.
Okay. Webs are flammable. That's fine. Okay. All right. Well, Jake will instruct me a little bit about spiders, I guess, once we meet up.
All right, let me get a roll on here.
right.
That's a 20 total.
Oop.
Nature. It's badass.
It enjoys to hunt prey across open ground and hides in burrows and crevices. It's almost a better companion for him than the dog was. The way it likes to hunt and move things and attack from stealth. The way it doesn't like to be seen, the way it moves, the way it likes to surprise.
Okay. What about its poison? Do we know anything about its poison? Is it a paralytic?
Yes, it will. It does have paralyzing properties. You definitely don't want to be near 0 with it.
Okay.
The paralyzing properties get worse then.
Okay. Cool. Well, then I am prepped.
I'll also describe to Kavir where it looked like they were staying, and also that it seemed like they were maybe waiting for a fourth person.
Any idea who the fourth person might be?
That's when Esmeralda walks to the door and says, "Doesn't matter. We're going to kick their ass."
Does matter. Because if there's a fourth person, then it'd be easy to emulate that person and divide and conquer. But if we don't know what they are or who they are, then it might be difficult. Plus, we never know when reinforcements might show up.
They didn't say. I can try to scry on him again tomorrow. Maybe whoever this fourth person is will have shown up by then.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on them. It's going to take us a few days to get there. I wanted to check. Maybe we could speed up our travel if we could get the people from the Blue Water Inn to help us out. Maybe drop us in.
Okay.
Fly to the Were Ravens.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Besides, they owe us one. You know what? Since we got to meet Chunakote outside, are you done packing?
Yes.
How's that Were Raven necklace of yours? Ravenkind?
Oh, my symbol of Ravenkind. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you should have that out and about.
Oh, okay. I usually just keep it under my shirt.
Okay. Well, once we get out, I'm gonna have all of us kind of mosey over to the
Blue
Blue
Water
Water
Inn.
Inn.
All right.
There's a restaurant here in town called the Blue Sky Kitchen. I just constantly almost say that.
Once again, we want to thank you guys for listening to Freelance Heroism. We hope you're having just as much fun listening as we are playing. Visit us at facebook.com/freelanceheroism and leave us a like. If you want to see our adventures in comic form, the professional illustrates our misadventures and more at 1d4rounds.com. If you want to support us, consider donating. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Keep an eye out for rewards as we add them.
Our theme music is Investigation by Devil Music, used under the Creative Commons license. You can find a link in the show notes. Our cast includes me, Dees Cassius as Master Kivir the Professional, Rachel Moore as Adrie the Ducky Cleric, Jake Sipple as Chunakote the Lupine Loose Cannon, and last but not least, our DM and Dr. Midnight, David Walker.
Questions or comments? Send an email to freelanceheroismpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, the invoice is in the mail.
I don't know. Maybe nihilists are right. The only way to be purely ethical is to just not exist. Go entropy. I don't know. I want to use. Can you leave that in? That last bit?
I'll do it as the post-credit.
Yeah. Now I'm depressed. I've talked myself into depression.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry
You want
too.
to talk about Pokemon and be mad again?
That's not going to help.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I killed my only friend.